Welcome to the rebirth of Pacino, born and christened Albert Uzurumba. I am Pacino. Pacino is a reggae artist. Pacino is a conscious reggae singer, a promoter of reggae music, and a lover of truth and right. I started off as a dancer in 1983. I was the second runner-up jump player dancer contest. I delved into singing in 1986 when I met my friend Daniel Wilson. He was preparing for his first album, his debut album, Daniel in the Lion's Den, and he needed his friends to help him to start up the show. Then in 1987, I now went to the Rivers State College of Education to study political science and administration. There, I joined the Ras Reggae Cultural Organization. I played a couple of shows in Port Harcourt then. In those days, we had a lot of shows then. When we had the Civic Center and all that, there were a lot of shows in town then. Music was not what I wanted to do. And as at that time, we had so much piracy in this country, and the arts was not really turning in the money then. So it was not really encouraging. I traveled out of the country. I traveled out of Nigeria in 1996. I went to Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan. There I got involved in a lot of underground shows. I lost my dad in 2004 and I had to come back to Nigeria in 2005 finally. And when I got back, my friend Komboye Sinclair, Daddy Sinclair, as we call him, he was like, Pacino, you're now in town. What are you doing about your songs? I said, those old songs? He said, yes, those old songs. You're not going to let them just go like that. Let people hear them. So then I was in Lagos, and I took a trip to Port Harcourt and then went to the studio, and we did about 3 songs. I did a tune called Bourgeoisie. I did a tune called Lucy Mama. Lucy Mama, Lucy Mama, you certainly living me well. And I did a song called End Time Daughters. Back way Babylon, back way Babylon. Oh, oh. All over Babylon, all over Zion, all over this year. Yours truly, when he mixed these songs and sent them to me, I was like, man, it's high time I take this business serious. Yo, blessings. Yes, we're brother, blessed now. Blessed. A long time when I woke up. You ready for the session? Yes, I am ready. I'm like ready, you know. Yes, I. Yes, I. So how do work out? How do I check one? That long in this one. All right, Rudy, me ready? Alright, yeah, man. Yes, sir. Okay. Ooh, baby girl, sweet loving that you got, that I wanted. Why? Sweetest loving that you got, that I wanted. Baby, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Sweetest loving that you got, that I wanted. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Yeah, blessed love, respect in all aspects, yeah? But my name is Daddy K. Sinclair, aka Komboye Sinclair. I'm the producer, friend, brother to Pacino, and musically we've come a long way. We all were before we started this journey. Yeah, we never knew we were gonna get to where we are today, but we all, when it was breakdance, during the breakdance era, we were all part of it. I was a rapper then, he was a dancer, and we progressed from there and got involved with reggae music. I got involved with it before him, but he got involved and got into the deep aspect of reggae, roots reggae, conscious reggae, just reggae.
And my mind says follow true, baby. I love that smile on your face. Baby, never let me stray, no, I will. Been long and I have you here in my hand. Now it has me to know that you're leaving. Baby girl, come on, come show me love that you got.
Yeah, and for a while we didn't get to see for some years. And when we linked up again, I told him, man, what's happening? Don't tell me you've stopped singing. He said, yo, the worries of life and all that. I said, no, man, Pacino, you must continue to sing. I have a studio. You don't have to spend a dime. Friend of my brother, because I am his producer. I believe he's one of the few people who play authentic reggae. Reggae music that can work any part of the world. I am proud to have him, privileged to have him as my friend. I know Pacino is heading for, if he's already there, he's not heading for the stars, he's already there, man. He's already there. He's big. I call him big artist. We're just waiting for that bubble to just bust so the rest of the world will enjoy what we have been enjoying over the years, yeah? And recording with Pacino is a fantastic experience, because there are certain artists who give you stress when you want to record them. But recording with Pacino, sometimes he just sits down here, feels the rhythm, writes the lyrics, gets into the booth, and he just gives it to me one take. He's one of the few artists who takes the song from the beginning to the end. I come from a generation where we work that hard, where we have to sing the song from the beginning to the end. These days I record a lot of young artists, and what we do, we just cut. Take 4 lines, you cut. You take chorus, you cut. But with Pacino, he takes the song from the beginning to the end, so he sustains the feel. You understand? That feel is there from the beginning of the song, and you see the progression from the beginning of the song to the very end. And it's very difficult achieving it when you're cutting and just pasting, you know? So he's very, very real. His music is very potent. And yo, like we say, it will mash up the whole world. We say that. Yes, I.
Baby, we'll never hurt you, baby. Make you smile, we'll never make you cry. Like the best in the sky. You and I will.
So I decided to get involved in music once again. But the constraint was reggae in Nigeria. I now relocated to Port Harcourt in 2010. Now I saw that the Reggae Foundation was beginning to bear fruits. We now had reggae night in some clubs. Liquid Lounge and Bar they have, and they still have their reggae nights every first Thursday of each month. And there was a large turnout, and there still is a large turnout. And then over time, we had the M Lounge. That was a complete reggae embassy, a total reggae spot.
Babylon burn, yeah, you see them burn, them a burn and let them burn. And the Babylon they burn. Why look how so beautiful this road boy working down the streets. All him say sounds so truthful. To all of them massive them, the man called Pacino there, so come with a song again. Girl, I love you, baby. Mama, sweet, sweet, sweet boy.
a lot of big shows. We brought in the likes of Luciano. We brought the likes of Mojo Morgan. And we played a lot of concerts, a lot of big concerts there. So I got encouraged to go into the studio. And in 2013, I was called upon by the River State Carnival to perform. That was the first big show after the era of the civic centers and all that. And that was when I decided to grow my beards. I decided to groom this identity which you see today as the real Pacino. The show went very well, and I had another show again. They called me again for the Carnival in 2014. I played it and I played so well. That was another big show. After then, I've been lying low working on my albums, trying to build the musical career. So I went back to the studio to sing some songs, to mix some songs, to create some songs, to do something for myself, reggae-wise. So far, I've done a lot of jobs in the studio, and I'm working on my album, Pacino Royale, which is going to come out soon. So I want you all to expect that soon. That's going to come out soon. And I had a show recently. I was called upon by the Dubai Beach Fest. They had a Bob Marley Remembrance show, which was on the 10th of February 2017. I was at my home when they invited me to come over. And I said, well, finally the world now recognizes Pacino as a reggae artist. That's the journey so far. We played the show alongside Kaimani Mali, the son of the great Robert Nesta Mali.
We are at the Burj Khalifa.
This is, I think, beyond my expectations.
It was a big show, a real big show of over 4,000 people coming and dancing to reggae music. That was a big show. in Nigeria, I'll say there's minimal acceptance of reggae music in Nigeria. But I have played shows in Nigeria here. Now, what I've tried to do over time is to play my reggae music in a way that is generally acceptable. I have the roots reggae music, I have the lovers reggae. But one thing I always maintain in my songs is consciousness. This is the rebirth of Pacino. When I say rebirth, in French they say renaissance. This is a new Pacino. The older Pacino was a reggae singer, still a conscious reggae singer, without beards, a lot younger. This is the new Pacino with the beards, and they say when the wine gets older, the better. The Pacino you're seeing today is much more conscious. The Pacino who would like to leave a legacy, so that when I'm gone someday, people are going to say, that was a great guy, that was a wonderful singer, that was a guy who stood his ground. A guy in reggae, they say, the man will not change and not rearrange. May not change, may not rearrange, you know. I don't compromise when it comes to reality and truth. That's the Pacino you see today. This is a Pacino who's got a voice, and he has decided to use that voice to impart on society. He has decided to use that voice to earn a living. He has decided to use that voice to speak up for the less privileged, for the deprived, for the suffering, for the neglected, to bring forward a better society with love and understanding. Bless you. When I say reggae music is conscious music. As a reggae artist, you have to carry yourself with respect, in a manner that people have to respect you. You have to respect yourself before others can respect you. Now, a reggae artist must always maintain a stance. What they say, if you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. You're not gonna say something you can't do. You know why? Because if you are a preacher man and you're telling somebody do not do this and you're found doing that, that person is going to lose faith. And when the judgment comes, you are the one who's the stumbling block upon that man's faith. So you not do that.
I see it out there, and the one that he wears. I spreading the words to the four corners of the earth. Oh, I will not sit, not stand and watch evil men and twist and turn. Blessed words of my Father.
Right now, I've been working on the studio over time. Like I said, trying to finish my album, Pacino Royale. I have a lot of songs, you know, which I did as singles, which are out there.
Ooh, baby girl, sweet loving that you got. That I wanted, why sweetest loving baby that you got, that I wanted. Make you give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Babylon burning, yeah, I see them burn. Them a burn and let them burn. Let the Babylon them burn. Fire, looking so beautiful. Girl, I love you, baby. My sweet, sweet, sweet woman. Ah, well, can't get you out of my mind. I wanna love you till the day I die. Can't get you out of my mind. I wanna love you till the stars stop shining. Can't get you out of my mind. I wanna love you till the day I die. Can't get you out of my mind. I wanna love you till the river run dry. Been thinking about you for so long, long, honey. Back way Babylon, back way right there. Oh,
thought it's full time that I make a compilation of these songs which I put out to create an album, which I'm doing. And I've worked so hard with the help of my producer Daddy Sinclair and Amoni, the guy with the golden fingers, you know, the beat maker. I bet you the album is the best album you're gonna hear in a long time to come. Watch out for Pacino Royale.